I'm gonna show you how to make a clothing brand that does $20,000 a month. This is one of my clothing brands. Last year we dropped that did $60,000 in 3 days. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh so you know I'm not capping. You can go ahead and see $60,000 in 3 days, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do that in this video. We're gonna cover everything you need in this video. We're gonna talk about product and budget, pictures, creatives. We're gonna talk about marketing and also give you some bonus tips, everything you need to get to $20,000 a month with your clothing brand. But go ahead and follow me on Instagram at Fred Sanders if you want more free tips like this. But let's go ahead and talk about your budget. So budget is something that we're gonna get into and start with. I'm gonna say you ideally need at least $5,000. Now that may seem a little bit steep, but this is so you can have wiggle room with your ads. You make sure you have enough money for inventory. You can send out free samples to influencers, etc. If you have at least $1,000, you can get started with pre-orders, and that's something entirely different. I feel like the best way is to start with at least $4,000 to $5,000 to your name so that you can make sure everything else goes smoothly. But that's the budget. Let's move on to product. This is the most important step. This is the actual product, the clothing, whatever you're selling. This is the most important step. You want to have at least 3 to 4 main products and then 1 to 2 upsells. So if I were to show you what that looks like, we have this one right here. So if I were to show you what that looks like, there's like 5 products right here. 3 of them are main products and 2 of them are upsells. We have a t-shirt. I would say that's like a main product. You have a hoodie, that's a main product, and you have some denim jeans. And then you also have a couple accessories like a hat, beanie, socks that you could use as an upsell to kind of boost your AOV to make your ads more profitable. And so you just overall make more money. But basically what you're looking for is these 3 main products to be your winners. You want people to go on your site and really look for these 3 main products and then just kind of buy an accessory because it looks cool, or, you know, like a few people to buy an accessory because it looks cool. You want to make sure you get 3 to 4 main products. But one thing a lot of you are going to struggle on is just making clothes that honestly no one wants. It's very hard to be a creative and then try to sell your creativity and try to make people actually buy it, because everything you make looks really good to you, but you have to have someone who's honest and get honest opinions from other people to see what the market thinks about your actual clothes. So that's why I tell people to go ahead and get honest opinions from your target audience, the people you're actually trying to sell to. If you're selling streetwear, you don't want to go show it to your mom who doesn't really wear street clothes. Show it to one of your friends who has a similar style to whatever clothing you're showing before you start actually moving forward with your clothes. You want to make sure you get a lot of advice. Make sure you ask them, hey, what would you change? What would you add? What do you like? How much would you pay for it? Ask a lot of questions. You want to be very thorough with this part. Take your time. Don't feel like you have to rush. This is the most important part of your business. This is like 70% of your business is just the actual design of your clothes. So don't rush it, and make sure you actually get some opinions from non-yes men. The conversation should look like this. You should be getting a lot of conversations that look similar to this, right? But once you have your product established and you know for 100% fact that people are going to love it, now it's time to move on to taking pictures, making some creatives that you can use for later down the line for ads, and then pictures for your website and your social media, etc. I'm gonna go into the 5 styles that you're going to need as a clothing brand. So once you have your designs finished and you know for 100% fact that people are gonna love it, it's time to start getting some samples and maybe even a small batch of inventory. And it's time to take some pictures / creatives that you're gonna use for social media, ads, and just overall pictures of your product. As a clothing brand, you're going to need 5 styles of pictures for any type of social media and any type of creative, and I'm gonna walk you through. First, you're gonna need pictures of just the clothes themselves on any type of background. That can look like concrete, grass. I recommend testing a bunch of different styles to see which kind of flows with your brand and looks best with your brand, and also your audience likes the best and just looks the best. You also need a picture of a regular model. This is just a regular everyday person in a regular background setting. So that could look like out on the street, anywhere that's just not professional. So it's just a regular model in an unprofessional setting. Think of this like everyday life kind of picture, just a random snap of them in your fit. Then you need to get a regular person and do a professional photo shoot on a very professional background where they can tell that it's taken with the camera, nice lighting, etc. Your 4th one, you're gonna need an influencer. I would recommend this very highly. These tend to do the best with ads and just tend to overall perform the best because you're using an influencer who people like and you're showing them wearing your clothes, so automatically they just like your clothes by extension. Now you don't have to have super crazy people like No Cap here or super famous rappers where you pay a lot of money. You can honestly find a smaller influencer and you don't have to pay them anything if you find good connections with people. You probably know some influencers, or you can just send a bunch of your products, and if the influencer likes it, they're gonna go ahead and post with it anyways. That's the fourth one. And then obviously the last one, just a bunch of short videos of your product showing the clothes off, so that way you can run video ads as well and also post some reels and videos on your Instagram and other social medias as well. So those are the 5 things you're gonna need. Now, if you're still a bit confused with your pictures and creatives, I would recommend going to Facebook Ad Library and just type in whatever style of clothing you have. So if you're a streetwear brand or a luxury brand, go to Facebook Ad Marketplace or Facebook Ad Library and just type in like streetwear clothing. Let's say you're this style, and then you can see what ads people are running and you can kind of copy their styles. You see what works for them. I would recommend scrolling down all the way to the bottom where people are having ads from like 2023, because if they've been running and they've been active for that long, then you know they've been working profitably for them, and you can kind of copy their style or get some inspiration. So you can see like, hey, this clothes is similar to mine. I should make my clothes and pictures similar to theirs as well. Okay, now this is the fun part. This is where we're actually making money. This is probably where a lot of you clicked on this video. It's for marketing. How are you going to sell these clothes? You probably already have a lot of pictures and you have a great design, but you need to figure out how to sell these clothes. There's 2 things I like to go over: marketing before drop. I call it before marketing, and then after drop, just after marketing. And we're going to talk about both of these. So marketing before drop is completely different than the after drop. The goal for marketing before is to build hype so that you can sell products on the day you drop. So that's like as soon as you push like active or like midnight hits, that's when you see people like selling out in like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. That's what this is. This is the before drop. It's building hype on your brand so that as soon as you launch, it sells. And this just looks really good for your brand. It makes your brand look valued. It makes it look like, oh my God, I got to get my hands on these clothes because they sell out in 3 minutes. It makes people want to buy it more. It looks really, really good. Obviously, it makes you a lot of money as well because you have the potential to sell out in like minutes and make thousands of dollars. So yes, this is great. Now, there's 2 ways I'm going to recommend you to start building up hype for your brand. And that's sending these products out to big influencers who already have a similar demographic as you. So if you're a streetwear company or you're a streetwear clothing brand, send it out to influencers who wear street clothes and have people who would like street clothes, et cetera, et cetera. And just see if you can talk to these influencers to give them some free merch in exchange for like a shout out to your brand. That's where, you know, just having good, actual, genuine connections with people or knowing someone who knows a friend, that's where it's very, very good. So send it out to big influencers so you can get some hype around their brand and leverage their audience. Another way you can do it is just trying to go viral organically. This is a bit harder, especially if you've never went viral organically. But my recommendation for you, if you're just now starting with like any type of organic ads and you're trying to run, but my suggestion to you, if you're actually trying to go viral organically, is first of all, patience, post very frequently, but copy your peers and copy what's working. So let's look at this example right here. This is something that went viral for this person. This is Caprice. You all know him. This got 7,000 likes. I will go to a clothing brand and see which videos has the most views and then kind of base your video kind of off of theirs. And you can use that to get a great starting point. Obviously, you want to have your own creativity, but at the end of the day, this is a great starting point if you have, you know, you're not a marketer, you're not in the game to be a content creator, you're making clothes and designing clothes, but it kind of comes with it when you're building hype around your brand. So I will go through, look at your peers and see what's working great for them. So doing both of these things, like I said, is going to build hype around your brand. So the day you drop, you can sell a lot of clothes. Now, obviously, if you're just getting started, you can't expect to sell out. So that's where after drop comes in. So like, let's say you drop and you only sell like, 5, 10 items, which is just pretty reasonable for the first time dropping. Now you have to run some Facebook ads to sell the rest of your inventory. And this is what we're going to be talking about. So now you have to run some Facebook ads so you can sell the rest of your inventory and so you can sell any restocks in the future. I have an entire video on my YouTube that you can go check out where I show you how to launch an ad strategy for clothing brands. It's very detailed. I'll walk you through exactly how to do it. And I'll actually launch one of my own students' brands. And I'll show that to you live. So go check that out. But to kind of sum it up, creatives and pictures matter the most. That's what we talked about in these 5 styles right here. You basically want to have as many creatives as possible so you can keep testing things and just finding creatives and things that work for your brand and just have a high ROAS with Facebook ads. You basically just test your way to success with a bunch of creatives, okay? So let's talk about some bonus tips that's gonna also help you get to $20,000 a month. First thing is email and SMS is huge. I know a lot of you are probably already doing it. There's probably some of you who aren't doing it or just don't know how valuable it is. Think of email SMS as having your customer in your phone and you're able to text them whenever you drop, because that's exactly what it is. You can text them whenever you drop. You can text thousands of people whenever you drop, and you don't have to do any marketing. You don't have to do anything extra. You can like, hey, if you like this, buy it. And you can just get thousands of eyeballs and thousands of people to your website and literally one little text. So it's very, very powerful to do email and SMS. That's with anything, clothing brands, any type of online sales, whatever. That's why people are always trying to collect your email and your phone number. It's so that they can reach you whenever they want more money. And this stuff just crushes and it works really, really well for clothing brands. The last thing I want to talk about is optimizing to your winning product. Now, if you're doing all these steps and you're launching 3 to 4 main products, you're going to have one product that's just sticking out more than any of the rest. You know, you're going to have one shirt or one hoodie that's performing better than any other. You're going to have one shirt or one hoodie or one jacket that's getting all the attention. People are like, hey, where can I find this? And you just constantly see everyone talking about one item. You want to make sure you do restocks on that item and then also make more clothes like that item in the future so that you can create more winning products. That's basically what you're going for when you're dropping clothing brands, is you want to test and see what the market likes. When you find what the market likes, you keep making other things that are similar to whatever the market likes, and then keep restocking. That's going to be your bread and butter. That's where all the money is going to be made. Now, even though I just gave you a full A to Z tutorial on how to launch a clothing brand to $20,000 a month, it still can be confusing. So if you still want extra help, or if you have a clothing brand already and you want to scale it to $100,000 a month, $50,000 to $100,000 a month, go ahead and DM me on Instagram the word YouTube at Fred Sanders, and I'll reach out to you personally and I'll help you scale. But that's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.